Let's go. We in here. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We back in the building.
Yes,
Seth the Dark Child, how you doing, my brother?
Oh man, I am enjoying life right now. So much more. I don't know. I'm not in a relationship, so I'll probably live.
That's a good one. That's how we're gonna start out, huh? Walk right into that.
Okay. You know what? Go ahead, get started.
No, that's a good one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Dachopteam Thank with Seth the Dark Child. You know, we back. You know, a couple of weeks we haven't been going on, but this shows are still live on Monday morning on podcast platforms. So the content is still coming out. But it is summertime. The weather's warm. We definitely getting outside. So hey.
Yeah.
Hey, we here. But look, I know you see the topic here today. Oh, also, I just want to let you know, the topic we did last night about is it time to go by Will Smith? Them views went up. Them views, people were listening to that one. So, hey, I don't know. But the views went up. I get a report sent to me every Sunday about the podcast. So
they
the views,
cared about that one.
They did. I don't know. Maybe we said Will Smith in it. I don't know. But I think it was a good conversation.
Okay.
But anyway, on today's topic today, ladies and gentlemen, why do men die in relationship first? So first off, this conversation came from a good friend of mine, named Crystal. She has a business. She's in Philadelphia. Her business called Clean Slate. Clean Slate Events. Clean Slate. She's doing her thing. So go check her out. Salute to her for the topic. It was a great conversation. Now, why do men die first in relationship? First off, it's a fact. We do. Point blank, period.
Yes.
But she said to me, well, I'll tell you why. Because men don't go to the doctor's office, don't get checkups, don't go to the dentist. And she is 10,000% right. We don't.
Yes.
There's no argument there. I'm not going to just say that what she's saying is lying. No, she is fact. I haven't been to the doctor's office like forever. I might do one of them little tests where they check your blood and I forget what they call it stuff, but that's it.
Well, you know what? I go to the doctor sometimes yearly at least.
Yearly, of course.
Because the only thing I'm caring about is cancer screenings, diabetes, blood tests. So I'm like, yo, I go in there, tell the doctor I want to run every test my insurance will cover. And if everything comes out right, I'll see you next year.
But see that right there? That's yearly.
Mm-hmm.
We should be going more than yearly.
I mean,
but
like the other day, no lie, I had a gash across my thumb. I still got no idea where I got it from. I mean, it was deep, bro. I mean, it was probably half an inch long. Blood everywhere, and I'm looking. I kind of looked at it and was like, where'd that come from? I washed it off. I slapped the Band-Aid on it, and I kept it moving.
That's what we do.
But I still don't know how I got cut. I could have got tetanus.
I was ready to say you tetanus shot. You gonna lockjaw. You want to go in there like a current talk.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh man. But anyway. So yes. Nothing. So for example, we twist the ankle, break a leg, break an arm, pop it back in socket, keep moving. We do those things.
No. You know what? High school, your coach. If it ain't bleeding, walk it off.
Listen. In high school when you play sports, coach asks you one question: are you hurt? Are you injured? Okay, it's a difference, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Now, ladies, it's a difference. Guys, we understand that part.
Mm-hmm.
If you hurt, you're okay. You feelings hurt. You'll be okay.
Get back
if you're
on
injured, okay, you need to see a doctor because you're actually really injured. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between hurt and injured. Okay.
Yep.
If you hurt, get your up and let's go. Use some bears. You'll be all right. If you're limping because your knee's swollen, okay, yeah, you're injured. You're out the game, buddy. Have a seat. Go to the trainer.
Yeah, hurt don't count.
Right. So yes, she was completely right about that. But here's the one thing I want to get into, and let's think about this for a second. Okay, should we go? So first of all, we should be going. Point blank period. I'm not going to dismiss that at all. We should be going more often, more than once a year. But if you're going once a year, that's still a plus because I know some people don't go at all. So once a year is a start, and then maybe 6 months or maybe every 3 months. Now we won't gotta go every month, maybe every 3 months. I think 6 months should be fine. 6 months, you should be fine there. But I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I told her, I said, at the end of the day, I said, does it matter if, and we're talking about people in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that stuff later. But I told her, I said, but does it really matter if we go or not? I said, because the worst thing you could do is this. I get checked out, and I have something serious. right? Now, all of a sudden now, my significant other now is now caring, nurturing, more want to be into what's going on with me, how she can help out, X, Y, Z. And right there, I have a problem. That right there is complete smack in the face, in my personal opinion. Because why did it take for me to get sick with X, Y, Z for you to be doing that nurturing, caring, loving, everything you're supposed to do as the wife to the man? Or even if you got married, even if you need a committed relationship, why all of a sudden now that I'm about to be dying or if I'm something really going on seriously, you gonna be fully committed to me? Hey, baby, let me rub your feet. Do you need some food? Are you hungry? Can I rub your back? Do you need some X, Y, Z? Where was that before that? So that's what I meant. Like, why? Why would I go through all that stuff? And now it's become overbearing because I know you're only doing it because of my condition. But if I was not crying or whining about anything, you'd be treating me the same way you treat me now, which is not the way you would be if I was sick.
Okay.
So that's why most men, not all men, but most men like, what's the point? What's the point? Like, what is the point? Because first off, we all know women don't care about men. It's just a simple fact. Y'all don't really care.
Nope.
And this goes back to when I say all last year and still saying now, there is no benefit for the man to get married. And I'm gonna be clear as day. We should definitely be in a relationship. That marriage license, that's the problem. That shouldn't be there. Get rid of that.
Yeah.
Men and women should definitely be together. But when you get in marriage, that's where the problem begins.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, most of the time I ask most of the women, what's the benefit of getting married? The first thing that come out their mouth is, what happens if you get sick or if you die or something happens?
See?
So once again, that's like, wow. So once again, my health got to be in question for you to be that nurturing, caring, loving type of woman you need to be, that you should be in my life, right? Because I know most men out there who's out there on a daily basis getting it in. They taking care of X, Y, Z. Don't take days off, whatever.
Well,
you go ahead. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah. I want to.
Go ahead. I know I
I
unpacked a lot there, so go ahead.
Yeah. No. But you got to one little part that I wanted to jump in on. It's that part because I experienced this a lot. When you do get sick and she has to get you a grilled cheese sandwich and some chicken soup because you were laid up in bed, what's the first thing that you hear them call you?
Baby?
A big baby.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment you do get sick and a little bit under the weather, the first thing a woman do is Kevin Samuels, I got to call out KS, sign language. Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. The moment I got sick and I needed you to stand up and be there for me, what was the first thing you did? Shame and insult me for not feeling good. That's everything you just said. That you only gonna do this for me if I need it. Not because you should be taking care of me. If I need it, you got to step up and be there for me. But every single time I ever got sick, even with my mother, we're not even going to talk about something. Oh, he's so sick. He just acting like a big baby. I really don't feel good. And I really do need you to pay a little bit more attention to me. You might do it, but you always add that insult to make me feel guilty about not feeling good. And so I, as a man, even as an adult, you tough through things that shouldn't be tough through because you cannot appear weak in the eyes of these women because they don't let it slide.
Message.
Okay, go ahead.
Now you're speaking. I was in a relationship at one point, and they always tell you, you should open up. Baby, you should open up to me. Tell me what you feel, how you feel, X, Y, Z, Y, Z. Okay, you know what? I did it. I tried it.
First time you show weakness.
What she said to me? Oh man, you whining too much.
Shame.
Hey, guess what? Now I don't open up no more.
Yep.
Because what's the point now?
Yep.
See, this is the point I'm trying to say. What's the point of me opening up to you? What's the point of me going to the doctors and telling you that something is wrong? What's the point? What is it going to mean? Because you don't care. These are just actual facts here.
I wish I had did a little bit more research on this.
I wish I was capping. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to say some things that I can't back up factually right now with websites and statistics.
And normally he does, but I get it.
But the fact of the matter is that women leave men more than men leave women. Women break up over 80% of all relationships. Breakups, women do it. The moment a woman feels like she actually has to take care of a man is when she starts contemplating whether it's worth it. So let's say you got sick. you think do most women stay during your sickness? No. Women ain't taking care of a man for the most part. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Full disclaimer. Not all.
Right.
Not all women. Not all women.
Okay. So get your feelings. So get your feelings out the way. We ain't saying all.
Not
ain't
all.
some,
women.
we saying most, but not all. Okay.
Not all. So, but for real though, the moment you start getting to the point where, hey, I need you to be here for me through thick and thin. Women have a time limit through their thick and thin. They were like, I'll do thick and thin for 3 months, 6 months, whatever. They out. They not taking care of a man. And if he ain't strong enough to do whatever he need to do, they are gone. This isn't open for debate. That's why men struggle through things that they shouldn't, because we have to maintain that image of strength in the eyes of our mates.
Also, the factor in too is that if someone does stick through the whole process as you get back on your feet, that's what they're gonna do with that situation. They're gonna hold that like a badge of honor, like a trophy. I was there for you when you didn't have nothing.
Guilt.
I was there for you when you couldn't get out the bed.
Guilt.
I was taking the bills when you couldn't. I would care the family
Guilt.
when you couldn't do it.
Guilt.
I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking like, we're in a relationship. I mean, I think that's what we're supposed to do. Is if something happened to me, if I got hurt, you're supposed to be my helpmate, right? And what you supposed to do?
I thought so.
I thought this was a teamwork. I didn't know this was like a badge of honor or. Now, that happened like 6 years ago. Not 6 years ago. You still talking about how you held it down for that 1 year?
Guilt.
But I've been holding down for over 20 years? Okay, out of 20 years, so 19 years I've been holding it down. But that 1 year is going to be the reason why you keep throwing it in my face, talking about, well, I did this, I did that. I said, wow.
Yep.
So instead of as men going through that process, because listen, at one point, a man has been through that point, regardless if he was married or not. If you was single and you was dating a girl and you found hard times, you had to stay with her or she had to pay a bill for you, she going to always bring that up back into a circle like, remember that one time I paid your car bill? How you going to do me like that? I'm like,
Remember that one time? Wait a minute.
All the time I picked you up in that car and took you back and forth to work where you didn't have a ride? Or right? All the time we went to the movies, we went to eat, like that one time you holding on to, but all the time I did X, Y, Z, I ain't never thrown in your face because that's what we supposed to do. Like, how's that even something you hold on to?
Look, let me give you a toe up story.
Yeah,
just so, I mean, this is that what you just said. Remember that time you did this for me? This is how it works for us. I was with my girl. Her car broke down. I had just bought myself a car. We were married, so this isn't no girlfriend thing. I couldn't afford to fix her car, right? I gave her my car. And I went and bought a beater, and I mean a point A to B car. It was
Boomty.
Look,
Barely making it.
That's I wish it was barely making it. That would have made my life easier. No. The car started every morning. The heat didn't work. The AC didn't work. The radio didn't work. You could barely roll down the window. But it started every day. So I couldn't justify. I drove that car for 2 years while I paid every single car note on my car that she was driving because it was better for the kids. I put up with freezing cold. I put up with scorching hot. I put up with the stress of not knowing whether or not this car would blow up because it's a piece of crap. That's my stress. I took that stress off her shoulders. So when you say, why is she living longer than me? Because for multiple years, I put all the stress on my shoulders I could to keep it off of her shoulders because I was trying to be a good man.
And also the fact that kind of pick back what you said, and we didn't have this conversation before until now. This is all top of the brain, fresh right now. But it's funny he said that story because we both live in Georgia and live in Atlanta, Georgia, ATL, shawty.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand they call it Hot Atlanta for a reason. Okay, so I'm married as well. We had 2 cars. Well, we had 1 car, we got another car, but the car I was driving had no AC.
In Atlanta.
And I had to drive all the way from Snellville all the way to Alpharetta. And my people who are from Georgia, you know how far that distance is, right?
Mm-hmm.
During rush hour. So mind you, when I leave work, I will fill up a big container of a water bottle.
Bruh.
But it was nothing but ice.
You could have had a heat stroke.
bruh. Like I would go like in the morning, it's nice and cool, so I'm dressed up. But by the time I'm leaving work, I'm like taking my tie off. I'm down to a beater. I'm down there half naked in the car driving back and forth with the ice. By the time I get to the main highway, it's gone because it's hot. So trust me, and no AC. You understand how all the windows down, and you driving, and then you stuck in traffic going like this. Oh, it's the worst.
I used to drive shirtless or with a tank top on to work when I had no AC in the car either. You pull into the back of work, you park at the back of the lot, and you change clothes before you go in the building so that you can be presentable, because that car ride in and out of work, this is Atlanta, folks.
And it had leather seats.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So first getting in the car was hot as hell. Get in the car.
You start your car, roll down the windows, and then sit on and then lean up against it for about like 3 or 4 minutes. Let it air out a little bit.
Listen, by the time I get home, I had to go jump in the shower because I don't sweat it and worked out. And also, real quick, as we move on, my boy Quest Boogie, R.I.P. Listen, he had a car that was his girl's car, but he drove it. But it would take him about 20 minutes for the car to start up, to warm up. And when I say warm up, I'm not talking about because the weather, cool, hot, whatever. We talking about the car needed to get warmed up because the transmission needed 20 minutes to warm up before he can go anywhere.
Wow.
So once the car after 20 minutes, now he can go forward, back, reverse, stop, all that. He couldn't just get up and run. No. Like if he woke up late for work, instead of being like 15 minutes late, he was an hour late. Because it's going to take him 20 minutes just to warm up the car.
My God.
Imagine leaving work after a long, stressed day of work, right? And you ready to go home. Like, man, I'm out this piece. You still got to sit in that parking lot for 20 minutes for the car to warm up because you can't move. So hopefully there's no emergencies going on. But once it got warmed up, it was cool. But it's a simple fact that these are things that men do to make sure our women don't have to go through these stressful things. Because this is that is stressful health, all that. All play a role.
And we just, honestly, I don't want to minimize this. We take that L. I'll just another quick one. When we first got married, in addition to the car, I was working third shift. I decided to work third shift because we were young and broke, right? She was working first shift. I was working third shift. When I got out, I was working 10 o'clock at night till 6 o'clock in the morning. I came home from work. I would wake her up. I would wake her up so she could get ready for work. We might spend 5-10 good minutes together that day. She leave. I got the kid all day, right? So the first 2 years of my son, I was his primary caregiver all day. I taught him how to read. I took him from diaper changing to walking, potty training by myself from 6 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I would put him down to take a nap at 4 o'clock, and I would go to sleep with him. She would get home about 4 or 5 or 6. I don't even know because I'd be asleep. At 8 o'clock, I woke up, got ready, and went to work for 10 o'clock that night. I did this for 2 years. I scheduled 4 hours of sleep per day because that's what my family needed. She was able to get her sleep, of course, with the baby sleeping, but once he started sleeping all night, she was able to get her 8 hours of sleep. We're not even going to argue that BS, right? But I scheduled 4 hours of sleep a day for me because that's what my family needed. And then I was driving to work in a bootleg-ass car, okay? So don't start saying men take these L's. I'm 90% sure that I'll probably have health problems because you don't sleep 4 hours a day for 2 full years without something going wrong somewhere.
And just a little stats right here. Across the national and cultural boundaries, men die at an average of 7 years early than women. So this ain't got nothing to do with black or white. This is just men across the whole world.
And it's because we take L's to support our family. You want to say message out loud again?
Message.
So that part, like I said, I'm not saying we don't die sooner, but see that's just one aspect of a larger
but also
conversation.
Right. And the funny thing is though, is that men, we take these L's and I can hear a woman, someone say, well, you don't need to do all that.
Shh.
I said, but as a man, no man that wants his woman to go through any type of struggle. Point
Nope.
blank, period. Most men, not all men, but most men.
If
If you're my woman, if you're my,
wait, let use a better word. If he's a good man, because there's a lot of y'all leaving good men on the side of the road. If he's a good man, finish your statement.
he's gonna make sure that your life is the less stressful that it needs to be. That's point blank, period. Ladies, if you don't have a man out there that's more worried about your well being, you don't need him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, like my wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we first had our first child, right? And we both work at the same time. We did the math. The math did not make sense for her to work.
Nope.
Because if she did work while the child was in daycare, her paycheck, she might end up with only $200 of her paycheck.
Yep, that's my second child.
With on still topping having to still work, that's stress. Go get the baby from daycare. Hopefully nothing happened to the child at the daycare, because I'm one of them dads. I'm gonna go to daycare and everyone's going to feel my wrath if my child come back with a knot in the head or bite marks, whatever case may be. I didn't play those games. I was that dad. That's why neither of my kids were ever in daycare, because I hear the horror stories all the day, all the time, and I wasn't with it. But it wouldn't make any sense for her to work a full-time job. Both of us work full-time job, and still go to child, and still got to pay all his money in daycare, and still to pay all the money at home for the same supplies at home. It didn't make any sense. So what I said, babe, I'm got you. I said, babe, you know what? What we gonna do? I'm gonna work. You could be stay-home mom, and until your mom gets here, and then you can get back to work. Until the kids at least get to the point of middle school, pre-K, whatever, where they can talk, so that we can, have conversation with them. Like, all right, how was school? They might touch you here. How was that? Those basic things, right? But during that time frame, that's about what 7 years of being a breadwinner. That's stressful right there by itself. Go ahead, Seth.
Well, I want to add on once again. I'm glad you brought up the child care with the second kid, because after all this 2 years of taking care of my son, and I want to restate, this is all about stress. This is about the weight you put on your shoulder to drag your family forward, because it's our job. You're right. I'm not minimizing a woman's work, but I know my wife didn't take the same. She didn't take those L's like I took. I made it easy for her. But either way, with our second kid, we were looking at almost $1,000 a month back then for 2 kids in childcare. Because I couldn't do the same thing with 2 kids that I was doing with 1 kid. 4 hours of sleep, I just physically couldn't handle that. So, but for me to make it better, I let my wife stop working for a couple of years. I was the sole breadwinner. I was working 12 hours a day on average, if not more, for multiple years following that, while she was at home with the kids. Not saying that she's not doing what she needs to do at home. I'm not throwing no shade over there.
Right.
I'm saying I cranked up my physical output outside the house to provide for the house. That was hard. And once again, lack of sleep. I'm tired. I'm still trying to be super dad because I love my kids. I'm tired as hell, but you can't let that show. You cannot show a woman weaknesses. You rather show your worst enemy weakness than your girlfriend. That's scary.
Girlfriend,
ladies,
wife, whoever you with, right?
Message. I'd rather show my enemy weakness than my girl, because my enemy can do less damage than my girl. Y'all need to recognize that.
Message.
We should have a show all on that. Either way, I just wanted to add that part that when you're in a relationship, I took as much pressure off her as I could, and if it was hurting, as long as I was able to physically move, it obviously wasn't too much weight to handle. That's my only guideline, and it was hard as freaking heck. Right? So that's and that's just the physical aspect of why everything she said was true. That's that physical aspect of it. Ready for me to change this lane a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. But thinking about that part, I was in the car driving, thinking about this topic, and it came to me that men, I'm going to say something insulting to ladies right now, and y'all are going, and if you do get insulted, cool, put it in the comments. But it's about commitment. We're talking about relationship commitment. Men and women are different. Men live their entire lives chasing goals. trying to be the best at something, trying to prove that they can do something. Women don't. Yep, I'm not gonna say what y'all do, but y'all don't live your whole life trying to prove something to somebody, even if it's just to myself. Taking care of my family. I'm trying to prove that I'm a man. That's called commitment. When I decided to get married, I almost cried the day when I proposed to my ex-wife. I almost cried the day I proposed. And it wasn't because I was overcome with emotion. Me and her talked about this and laughed about it. She said, "You almost cried. I saw the tears gather in your eye." I said, it wasn't about me getting married and being emotional. It was the fact that I knew what I was committing to. Them years of driving a beater car, barely getting any sleep, struggling to keep a roof over our head. I knew what the hell I was signing up for. And that's why I got misty. Because nobody shoots themselves in the head like that without knowing what the heck they're getting into. But women don't. That's why women smile when they get married. Because most women think their lives are getting easier when they get married. Getting married, having a long-term committed relationship means that your lives are getting easier. Men don't like to commit because our lives normally get harder when we commit to a woman.
Message.
And that, over years and years and years of that, it wears you down. So
message.
That's it. I'll say this, and it's all about commitment. That's why women file divorces more often than men now. Why? Because women really don't commit to things. Y'all commit to things with a time limit. Like if I get sick, he better get well and he better be back on his feet within the next couple of days or I'm up out of here. He better act right soon or I'm up out of here. He better blah, 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 or I'm up out of here. He better start taking out the trash or I'm up out of here. Y'all ain't committed. Y'all almost every woman I know is looking for an exit. Men commit themselves to these relationships and we take all the L's that do kill us earlier than women to make sure that y'all lives are better, that we can take care of y'all. That's why men, personally, if I had to stand in front of an audience and give a speech, women live longer than men because women lack commitment. It's even a statistic that says men commit self-deletion more than women, but more women attempt self-deletion than men. You know why? Because you can't commit. If you're gonna do it right. That's the whole point. And at the end of our lives, when we have done everything we could, we've raised our children, we provided for our wives and families, we've made it past the threshold, we finished working, we ain't got nothing left to do. Literally, we got nothing left to do at the end of our lives. Women feel like living is all they need to do is feel like living. They're going to keep doing what they feel. Men need a reason. And once we hit about 60, 65, 70 years old, if we live that long and we retire and we ain't got nothing to do and we ain't got a reason to live, most of us kind of sort of stop. We're not here just to be here. We're here to accomplish and do stuff because we're committed to whatever goals we wanted. And I think women lack that commitment. Y'all just here to be here most days. So
message.
Anyway, I think I got a little bit too far on that one.
Nah, that's cool. It's funny because as you talk, I'm looking at something here, right? This is something on Google. Mm-hmm. It says, what are the disadvantages of being a male?
Oh, wow. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Damn. I said, damn, this is really an article? A man is expected to be the breadwinner of the family. That is a fact. Even if it's not told or said.
Responsibility.
It's responsibility. How dare you go out somewhere nice, eat, and bill come, and you looking at her to pay the bill?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. I don't care how you chop it up. The chop, get it?
I see what you did there.
You like that? A man cannot always afford to show his true emotions. Facts. Seth Darchild said it earlier multiple times. We can. Because the one time you show too much emotion, they will use that for you in an argument. They're gonna question, "Oh, you soft? You acting like a punk? Why you whining?" And then guess what? What you just did right there? You just shut me down.
Shame, insult, guilt.
And guess what? I will never do. Show my emotions again and again to you again. You wonder why later on he never showed me emotions. And guess what? We don't forget that part.
Nope.
Because I'm like, you know why? Because the one time I did, you said X, Y, Z. Those things we don't forget. I can tell you exactly when my current wife said that, say something to me where I like, well, won't be doing that again.
Yep. And now
it's like, and people
now
like,
you can't communicate. He don't talk to me.
And people like, you gonna hold that against her?
Yes.
What you mean? We're men. Do you understand?
wait.
See, I think women don't understand because they don't know what it is to be like a man. Like this, like once you cannot give up your vulnerability.
Wait, no. Here's the thing, because what we just left off, because I haven't used the N in sign language. The need to be right. When a woman says some stuff like that to a man that modifies our behavior, shame, insult, the guilt portion, if we actually listen to what she's saying, we internalize it and we'll fix that particular aspect. She doesn't like when I do XYZ, I'll won't do that little thing, because we always want you to be happy. But women aren't happy, and you just said what you felt like in that moment. Men and women are different. Y'all say some stuff today and expect it to be, oh, he'll go back to doing it tomorrow. No, he won't, because he changed that. He deleted that habit out of his activities.
Won't be doing that ever again.
Yeah, it's gone. But you thought you were just saying something in that moment because you had a need to be right to win that argument for whatever reason. You're not understanding that your need to be right changes men from what you have into what you're telling him you want, because he's not trying to argue with you in those ways in the future.
I should call this message. The message.
This is a good one.
And listen, this is still from the same topic. From the thing, what are the disadvantages of being a male? This is sad that we think about it, especially in this day and age. We got people not knowing what they is or claim to be something totally different. So also, men live shorter lives according to a statistic. That's a fact. A man is expected to pick up the bill when with a woman. Facts.
Wait. We're supposed to shoulder the financial burden of a woman. I don't care who you are, what you are. It's not just the bill. It's the light bill. It's the cable bill. It's the water bill. We're expected to shoulder the financial burden of the women in our lives. This is why I got a little misty when I proposed, because I knew what the hell I was doing.
A man is expected to treat all women as ladies, even when this is not always the case.
Yeah, I'm done with that part, so keep going.
That's the first couple ones I just saw.
I treat them the way they want to be treated.
But that's also a part of the mental stress that men got to deal with. Is that like, damn, there's like, as far as being a man, period. But I mean, it's so many levels to this conversation we're having today. It's like, damn, there's men out there, or people like glad that they're not males, or there's one like, oh, I'm glad I'm a woman. They
say that all the time. I love being a woman. Hold the door for him. Pick up something for him. You know, in my older blue pill simp days, you ever went to the grocery store and you carried a woman groceries for her? She wasn't even going to cook for you, just being nice. No. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I had to get that out.
You can't even do that no more without being ridiculed.
Yeah, bruh.
All these things. And then we didn't even talk about, like, the jobs out there that we take.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we take most dangerous jobs out there we take.
Well,
think about it. There's a job out there that pays somebody, I want to say, $40,000 per year, and all they got to do 2 times a year, so they get paid $80,000 a year, right? But they got to climb up, I want to say, a 200-foot pole up in the sky to change the light bulb.
Oh yeah, those radio tower guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
He got up there by himself. He by himself out there. He got hook himself, climb up, and he's all the way up in the sky just to change a light bulb.
That little flashing red bulb.
Yeah. You get paid $80,000 because you got to do it twice a year, which is not bad. But for that hour that you take to go up and down, it's like the scariest hour of your life. I don't care how many times you've done it. Accidents happen all the time. one slip of a hook and one slip of this, and that's your life.
Yep.
That is stressful. Even though it's a good job for that short period of time, but that's the jobs that we take.
I mean, think of firemen. Their job is to run into a burning building. That's their job. And you're like, oh, women can do it too. Yeah.
And
5%.
And on top of running to a building that's on fire, I am also required to still carry someone out the building if there's someone to be out. Get out the building. Like, I'm required to try to carry you out this place. I mean, think about it. RIP to all the firefighters and the people who lost their lives in 9/11. They got there looking up in the sky and floor, I don't know what floor it was, floor 90 something, whatever, is on fire. There's no fire hose that can go up there and reach the flames. Do you understand that? Imagine being on ground level, you pulling up and looking up. All right, fellas, we got to go and get in there. A plane flew into the building. That's number one. What? What flew in the building? A what? On top of that, I got to go inside and try to do Superman stuff. That is stressful right there. And a lot of people lost it. A lot of firefighters. I mean, a lot of people lost their life that day, but firefighters, because we're talking about jobs that people, a lot of men ran there not knowing what the outcome is going to be to go and save someone's life who might be trapped, stuck, whatever, and try to put a fire out. And unfortunately, a lot of them lost their life. But that's, once again, those jobs and stressful that nobody want to take.
Well, how about this one?
Go ahead.
Loggers. Guys who cut down trees, loggers.
Most dangerous job.
Dude, it's 164 deaths per 1,000 workers. That means 16 dudes a year out of every out of every 10,000 die. 16. That has nothing to do with that doesn't have anything to do with whether or not he ran into a burning building. And he was just cutting down trees. 164 dudes out of every 100,000. So let's say there was 1 million. You're looking at 1,600 deaths just to go to work every day.
And mind you, that is the number two. Number one is fishing and hunting workers.
Exactly.
Fatal injury rate is 132.1 per 1,000 workers.
Per 1,000?
Per 1,000 workers.
Bruh.
I mean, think about it. When you want to get this tilapia, well, not tilapia, regular fish, because tilapia is fake. When you want this good salmon, whatever you want to eat, there's someone who's risking their life. Those beers or whatever. When you go hunting, you hunting this food, and there's some crazy animals out there.
Well,
they want to defend it, lions, whatever. They defend it. So it's a risk. That is a super high risk there. Roofers. And you don't think roofer is a bad job. Like, we all have houses.
Have you seen a roof?
I know.
I'm not going up there. That's why I pay people.
I have a roof. I got a roof down when I first moved in the house. But I didn't think roofers was number 3 on the list.
Bruh, one slip and you falling. And these houses just keep getting taller and taller.
And some of these roofs are really steep. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you really, you got to clamp yourself down, but you really won't put no holes in the roof because you got to make sure. It's a dangerous job, ladies and gentlemen. And someone has to do it, and guess who does it?
Wait, this is stupid. But real talk. So when I was a kid, of course, I lived in a ranch style house. I hadn't even seen a 2-story house. I didn't know anybody with a 2-story house for years. But we used to be able to get up on the roof of the house. Like, let's say we were playing frisbee or baseball or something. Let's say anything got stuck on the roof. All you had to do was pile up some trash cans and you could get on the roof, which now seems really, really
dumb, stupid. But you did it though.
That's why me and sooner than women. That's why I'm laughing.
Listen, I know. Listen. When I was growing up, we used to live in this. We used to live in an area where there was a bunch of townhomes right next to each other. But what we used to do, there's a tree. We climb up a tree and jump off the tree on top of someone's roof.
Yep. Done almost that. Yep.
And not that we playing games. We're playing like hide and go seek or release. We call anyway. It's a game where you find people. You'll climb a tree and land on someone's roof. And most times, no one's looking on the roof to see you up there. They'll look at the tree. All right, don't see them there. But meanwhile, you're on the roof.
On the roof.
But that is number 3, dangerous job. Number 4, construction workers. Let's be clear. On top of a construction worker using the hot what's it called, jackhammer,
Jackhammer.
and machines and watching each other so we don't actually run somebody over or smash someone.
Nail guns.
On
Bruh,
top
kill you.
On top of them, just doing their job itself, and avoiding each other and tools.
Mm-hmm.
You have to also avoid people in cars. That's why the fines is so high if you get caught speeding in a worker zone.
Mm-hmm.
You won't believe that people have died while working on the job because someone wasn't paying attention on their phone, whatever, and then ran somebody over. Yep. Just saying. And once again, these are jobs that men do. And I don't want to hear, this woman. Yes, the women who do work, unless she's very skilled and she's inside one of the machines doing it, they're usually the ones holding the signs talking about, stop, come on, right?
And you know what's really scary about everything you just said? We ain't got to police officers, soldiers, or firemen. These are just regular average guys going to work trying to put food on the table for their family.
Listen. Next one is aircraft pilots, flight engineers, refuse waste and recycle material collectors. So garbage men.
Yeah. Bruh.
Damn.
Bruh, you know what? Think about, like, let's say I did this one time years ago. I always got a store for everything. I was just taking out the trash. Something, I don't know what, was in the trash. I felt the bag bump up against my leg as I took the trash out.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it was, cut. I had a scar running from like my knee to almost to the back of my leg, and blood was running. It must have been a razor blade or something.
Oh, got you. That makes sense. And then it just somebody do drugs and got needles.
Bruh.
A little poke, bam.
Garbage collecting is, and not to mention medical waste and stuff. It got to be dangerous as heck being out there.
Yeah, you like, oh man, look at this right here. Oh, what the fuck was that?
Exactly. Nah,
Ooh,
it's disgusting
I didn't think about that.
Bad.
Yeah, damn. And also, let's see, structure, iron, and steel workers. Yeah, they work in a dangerous building. We got to wear a suit and mask all the time.
Yeah, because them black metal fillings and stuff like that get in your lungs.
And then number 8, delivery and truck drivers.
Have you seen some of these 18-wheeler drivers?
Oh, man.
It's hard. It's hard. Think about the stress that comes from driving 60,000 pounds down a mountain. Because I just did it coming out of Tennessee. Bruh, these truck drivers don't get paid nowhere near enough. When you coming down a mountain with a 6% grade or better, and you got people like me in a car dipping in front of them like this 60,000 pounds is going to stop because you in the way. It's not.
You as an ant to that.
And if you make one mistake, you could kill multiple people and go yourself over the edge of a cliff.
And once again, and these are jobs that most men do. Now, there's some women out there. I've seen some beautiful, sexy, beautiful woman truck drivers. Like, oh, okay, man, what you doing out here?
We're talking fractions.
But that's fractions, right? Let's be clear. We're not saying that there's no woman out to do the job they do. But if you look around in her office, if there's a woman in these positions, you look around, she may be the only woman in that field. She might be the only one or a few of them. Let's be clear. Let's be honest for a second here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be honest here. Like, let's stop the cap.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop the cap here. These are jobs that most men do, and I don't want to hear you talking about, well, that's what he decided to do. Don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that at all, because there's a lot of things we decided to do. Like, I decided you, right? I ain't had to, but I did anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I digress.
Well, I just want to say, see that part right there when they say, when your friend said men don't go to the doctor and take care of themselves, that's such a small fraction of what it is. That is a true statement.
It is a true statement.
But see, we up here talking about the lumberjacks and the trash men and the fishermen. Guess what? All of these men are married. When they die at work, it still counts as them dying in a marriage before the wife. So that's a fraction. I mean, that's just one thing, but that's the one thing that women can point to, in my opinion. That's the one thing women can point to and say, well, y'all just don't take care of yourself. And it make them feel better, and it lets them ignore this whole other list of things that contribute to that. It's that one thing. She was right. She was 1,000% right.
Right.
But that's like number one on a book full of chapters.
Facts.
First chapter, when you got 30, 40 other chapters, you ain't even gonna bother to read.
And on top of that too, these jobs pay very good money too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies, we all can't be NBA players.
Nope.
We all can't be NFL players.
Nope.
We all can't be actors.
Nope. Rappers.
You know what I mean? Like,
models. Nope.
everyone, right. So we all got to get in our lane that where we need to be in, okay? Just that simple. But these jobs pay good money. And some of these jobs do very well where most women don't have to work. If the guy is on the road all this time, like truck drivers, they make good money. Are they away from home a lot? Yes. But do they make great money? Yes. See, the reason why men take these jobs. We don't take these jobs because we want to. We take a job because we try to balance out like the pay versus the free time, based on the lifestyle we'll get out of it. Like, no one wants to sit here and work for a McDonald's getting paid minimum wage, and then when you need certain hours, they let you go. If the hours, we can't pay because it's slow right now. But I'm scheduled to work 40 hours this week. We're cutting you down to 30. Like, mind you, that was back when I was 16, but I used to cut my hours all the time. And I need my hours of work because I had bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need my bills. The point I'm trying to make is that truck driver, he can drive for maybe 3 months straight and take the next 6 months off.
Well, you know what the average truck driver salary is in America?
Go ahead.
$88,000. This is Google.
And also, another thing too. See, a lot of men, we smart enough to know that going to college is not what all men need to do. And it's a lot of debt there, right? Unless I'm going to be a doctor or engineer, that, electrician. Well, not electrician because you can do trades for that. But if I'm not going to be a doctor or something like that, I don't need to go to school for 20 years. But this man, he pulled up, and that's probably the starting minimum wage. I'm sure it goes up.
No, they just average, some people.
But still, but think about it. But the thing is though, but most people, not most, some of the guys I know who are truck drivers.
Oh yeah. I know.
They don't have the college degrees, or they had some legal problems.
I don't know if I know any. I used to know a lot of truck drivers. I don't think I ever met one that had a college degree. I used to work in a warehouse. I never met one.
The point I'm trying to make is $80,000 a year driving a truck. That's not really that hard. All I gotta do is stay awake. You know what I mean?
And don't kill nobody.
And just do what I gotta do. It's really not that hard.
Wait, no. It is very hard.
It is very hard.
It's just not that. It's not that mentally challenging, but
it's physical challenge.
Yeah, it's a physical.
But the thing is this: if you can pass,
lot.
It's a lot. I mean, I'm not saying it's an easy job because it's not easy, but it's to the when you compare it to going to 4 years of school and regular college debt, and then coming out and only getting paid minimum wage because you don't know nobody. Because it's really about it's not what you know, it's who you know. Now, what you know does play a role, but if you don't know nobody to get you in the positions, you're gonna start making bare minimum and work your way up. $80,000 a year. All you gotta do is go to I want to say it's like a 5 month, 6 month training. You know how to drive XYZ. If you can pass that and get your CDL license, you're good to go. Now, granted, you got to deal with crazy people like us on the road who want to cut in front of you. You got to deal with the rain, dares, everything else.
Yep.
But in most cases, as long as you do your part, you're good. Most time when truck drivers do have a problem, they fell asleep, they're on drugs, something they did was on their phone. Yeah, that's going to be a problem, right? But outside of that, $80,000 a year with a GED or less, whatever,
bruh, that
is a good money.
And
on top of that, and if he do what he's supposed to do, and he ain't gonna college debt, he can be set.
Yeah, bruh.
Stop it. Stop the cat. Stop the cat. Like, okay.
Well, you know what? Well, I mean, cause we all off topic about the.
No, we're right on topic.
But I mean,
it's all goes back to men's health.
Yeah, it's all because
we die first.
And it's because the problem is, ladies, this is another aspect of it. It's about, for me, it's commitment. I'm always say that men die first because we commit more to the relationship. We as a man, honestly, I would love to debate a woman about the L's y'all take to be in a relationship. Men take more L's in a committed relationship than a woman. If your man is a good man, you know that dude put you first, and he sacrificed for himself to make sure you was okay. There's no way you can argue that. When it comes to taking care of our families, we also push ourselves to make the money, because let's be honest, while the average salary in America for a black man specifically is $42,000 a year, that seems pretty low. I'm not gonna knock it. Not all men are gonna make. Not all black men are driving trucks, so no, we're not all making $80,000 a year.
Facts.
But at the same time, that we still are doing what we can to keep our families together. And let's be 1,000, because most men have skills women don't have. I know this because I've been in a lot of relationships. Okay, if something happens at my house, I have taken my time to amass more tangible skills than the women in my life. If my computer stops working, I took the time out of my life to learn how to repair computers. So our electronics is taken care of. It before we have to struggle about buying a new tablet or replacing a computer or a laptop. Give me a few hours. Let me go and handle this. Boom. Plumbing. I am not a plumber, but I can turn a wrench. If I see a leak, I know how to handle a leak. A YouTube video, and I'm pretty much do anything. I can fix anything I can see with a YouTube video. I took apart the washer and dryer. I took apart my washing machine and replaced the washer that around the inner tube because it was leaking. I saved us hundreds of dollars on that part. But I did that. And when I pulled that spring snapped. It snapped. It didn't break. I mean, it snapped. I could have hurt myself easily.
Especially if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, because I didn't expect that. I was lucky, and it bounced away from me versus directly at me, because I would have been bleeding. And once again, I would have looked at it, oh, it's just a little blood, and then ended up with tetanus or some junk.
Right. You don't know how dirty that thing is. All the water whished around it and all the chemicals on it.
Paint in the house. Those paint fumes get in your lungs.
Oh, yes.
You went to your mom's house for the weekend, and I painted the downstairs. When you came back, hey, baby, I painted, but I've gotten paint particles all in my lungs that you didn't. It had nothing to do with going to the doctor. You went to visit your mom while I took another L in this relationship to improve our house. See, this adds up, and too many of y'all take for granted how much money he got. Money had nothing to do with me being willing to paint or fixing an appliance or putting up a privacy fence in the backyard or making sure the grass is cut even though I'm allergic to pollen. All of this adds up. This is why we die before you guys, because we actually literally make y'all lives easier. All right, I'm gonna quit.
That's a mic drop right there. That's a huge mic drop. Like, message.
Yeah, I'm about done on that one.
Ladies, listen, I don't know how, I think we chopped this up multiple ways on how
yeah, you can start and stop every 5 minutes and get some new nuggets.
Like, you need to, one, value your man's course if he's doing his job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying all men, because some of my, not my brothers, because I don't hang around those type of dudes, but some dudes I hear about, I'm like, what? I said, he better than me, because I wish not that I wish. I'm like, man, I'd be held accountable so quickly. Not just from my wife or her friends, my brothers. Like, I got other men who keep me accountable. Like, bro, what you doing? Nah, we ain't doing that. Like, I mean, and that's the problem that we have in this day and age. Most men do have accountability men around them that will hold them accountable.
If he's a decent dude.
Is he a decent dude? I ain't talking about these. You see, what y'all ladies need to stop doing is putting all of us men in the same category. Right?
Well, judging us by money. Judging all men based on how much money they have. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen happen in this current generation.
Message. Yeah. So if I hope you have a full understanding of why most of the time in men, in relationships, marriages and relationships, whatever, we die first. That is why.
Mm-hmm.
We take on a lot of things that we shouldn't do, but we do anyway, because at the end of the day, we want to make your life and our kids' life as easy as possible as it be.
Mm-hmm.
That is a sacrifice that we take, sacrifice that we know. So anytime I hear a woman say, talking about, I'm done, I'm like, I can almost guarantee he been done. You know what I mean? Because you done, man, he been done.
Mm-hmm.
He been done. And it's like, just because you said it doesn't, like, it's, oh, I'm done. Baby girl, he been done. But he know what he got in his relationship for.
Mm-hmm.
And he know there's going to be some ups, some downs, but he know what the end goal is.
Yep.
And I think that's what the problem is in company relationship, that you don't know what the end goal is. It's all about self, me, 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 me. But when it comes to us men, it's like sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. I would give the shirt off my son, my daughters, before I have them messed up. Because I know what kind of world that they'll be going into, especially my son. Like I got to put more emphasis on him because he's not going to have it easy as my daughter. And I'm not saying she's going to have it easy, but how the system and the world is set up, and he's black too, it's a lot that we have to go through. And we got to be 10 times stronger and also mentally prepared for what's to come. Right now, mommy and grandma, everybody, oh, my boy, yeah. No. Y'all need to stop that because y'all don't get that same energy when it comes to me. And that just lets me know how it's going to be when he gets older. See, when he's a little boy, it's cute. It's, oh, he's a little boy, little. But when he get older, now he's going to turn to, oh, he act like his daddy. And he get older, oh, you need to get out this house. I went from being the baby boy to now I'm getting tired of him. Wow, what happened to that energy? What happened to the baby boy? Now you got to get out?
They treat us like dogs, man. Look,
I'm watching it first time. I'm like, wow, this is how it goes.
Ladies, I know we off subject, but ladies love puppies. But at one point in their mind, I don't know what the line is. I don't know at that age, that puppy turns into a dog. And a lot of women don't love dogs. Well, boys at one point stop being boys and turn into men.
Same concept.
I'm starting to seriously accept the fact that women don't like men. And I'm blanking, not black or white. This current preaching, women don't like men. They like boys, but the moment he turned 15, 16, 17, I don't know what the age is.
I think it's to even say it even better, I think is once they get to the point where they can't control the boy or male anymore, that's when. At that point, a puppy you can't control no more. Because a dog, he barking at me. You better get your dog. Wait, that was your dog. We talking about get my dog. That's your dog. He's snapping at me. Oh, you better get your son. That's your baby boy. Oh, he acting like this. But ain't that your baby boy?
That's it.
And that's it right there.
I don't know what the line is, but it's there.
But once they get to the point where they know they can't control the man anymore, that's when the love is gone.
Yep. And
message.
And it's gone. It's like, oh, you hit puberty. Oh, you should go to juvenile.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in today. I hope this show hit a nerve somewhere. Hopefully, if you have any young boys, men in your family that you do care and love about, check on them. Check on them. Just check on them, please. Because we got each other.
Listen.
Men, fellas, make sure you got you a crew of good men that you can lean on to, talk to, whatever, because you need that. Sometimes you need to get up your chest, and you need only guys can relate to you.
I'm sorry. I got one prediction I want to add before we sign off. I know we was sign off.
No, go ahead.
I don't care if nobody ever hears this because y'all stop listening. I don't care. My prediction is that women living longer than men in relationships. Oh, yeah. I predict that at the end of the baby boomer generation, whenever they finally shuffle off this mortal coil, I don't think Generation X, Y, Z, whatever you call them nowadays, I'm pretty sure that because that commitment that I was talking about, the fact that women got all these men out of the house, and in black communities, 8 out of 10 kids are single parent households. I'm almost guaranteed that the men's average life expectancy is going to go up, and women's might start to go down, because you not going to take, this current generation of people are not taking the same L's that we took.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you said that, because I want that on the recording. I want that to be out there, because someone's going to hear that. And what is he saying in layman's terms? From our generation, me and Seth the Dark Child, from our generation and up, so us and old heads, we didn't have the tools and resources now to understand what's happening in the world. We didn't have the YouTubes. We didn't have these conversations among men. We only had uncles and grandfathers like, oh, congratulations. And then once something happened, come, now you can sit at the table.
Welcome to the Terror Dome.
Let me tell you what happened to this woman. I'm like, you should have told me before I got married. So what Seth the Dark Child was talking about right now is that now kids, his son's age, my son's coming up, they're going to see content, not just from us, from other content creators out there who's talking about why men need to do X, Y, Z, or why is it not beneficial for you to get married, or if you do get married. There's so many content and information and knowledge out there. So even if you don't have a man in the house to tell you what to do, you got the social media of men that's going to give you plenty of content to understand what is the best route for me as a young boy that's transitioning to a man when I'm thinking about marriage and relationship now. So he's saying that the gripes or things that we talking about is, in the future, won't be, it'll probably be a different conversation. When his son or my son start doing the podcast. You understand what I'm saying? When you see them doing the Chop Team, their conversation talk going to be totally different from what we talking about. Because they're getting the knowledge that wasn't given to us.
Exactly. And it's
not saying I would not make the same decisions, but knowledge is power. Knowing what I know now, I might have tweaked some things a little bit differently. We just don't know. But if you don't know, you don't know. But once you do know, that's when it's a game changer.
There it is.
Mate, my job. Message. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in today. This is Twin Zinc with Seth the Dark Child.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for listening to us as well and tuning in live with us. Once again, we're live every Sunday, 3 p.m.-ish. You know, black folks now would be, it's Barbershop. 3 p.m.-ish. So if you do want to come on the show or call in or chat in on us with us, subscribe to YouTube, Dachopteam. We there. Also, the episodes will drop every Monday morning at 7 a.m. on time because it's scheduled. So 7 a.m. on all the major podcast platforms. Spotify, iHeart, Apple, iTunes. So we there. Tune in. Let us know. Follow us on IG, The Chop Team, Seth the Dark Child, Twin Zinc. Emails, questions, concerns, Gmail at the Chop Team as well. That's all I got. Anything before we wrap up?
I think we chopped this all the way up. I'm good.